Hello, and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, today in the arena. Are you thirsty? Be honest. Are you one of the thirsty types in chat? You needs the attention, you needs the individual support, you need your favorite streamer to notice you, you know? Find you interesting, intriguing, and exciting. Are you thirsty? Well, this deck is for you. It also has another meaning. We don't need to get into that. But here we go. We got 8 Thirst. Dimir, 8 Thirst. We've got 8 copies of this new card, Thirst for Discovery. Draw 3 cards, then discard 2 cards unless you discard a basic land. And 4 copies of this card, Blood Chief's Thirst. 1 black, destroy target creature or planeswalker. You know this card. Destroy stuff. I like both cards because they both kind of fit a different part of the metagame that you might play against. Blood Chief's Thirst deals with cheap creatures. Thirst for Discovery helps you weed through your deck, discard cards that you don't need in a matchup, possibly Blood Chief's Thirst when you're against control, and find the cards that you do need. So, yeah, I actually think Dimir 8 Thirst, besides being a fun and gimmicky name, might be a pretty cool deck. And what do we surround it with? A card that this deck and card really didn't get much from the new set. It took a little while to even find something that could fit in. But if you remember, near the end of the last format, people were starting to get really into Sedgemoor Witch and Lear, Disciple of the Drowned, as a tag team in a control build. And I really enjoyed the deck that we played last format with that. It just, when I looked through the spoiler, it was hard to find new cards that would help that deck. And while Thirst for Discovery is a new card, it doesn't look like a paradigm changing card on its own. It doesn't look like it gives the deck a new angle of attack completely. But it does turn out that having this really cheap way to reload and also continue to stock the graveyard for Lear is very, very cool. I also got to throw in a Sorin the Mirthless. So now we have a Planeswalker threat in here, as well as the Game Enders, which are Sedgemoor Witch and Lear. The rest of the deck is an ode to killing stuff and making life miserable. We have 1 copy of Meathook Massacre. The previous version ran no sweepers at all because, you know, Sedgemoor Witch, and we didn't seem to need them as much, but having 1 copy of Meathook Massacre can change a lot of things. If they kill the pests, they lose life. It can be like a sweeper burn combo kill at the end. Also, you can divide it by 0, which is one of my favorite combos that you can try to pull off. So I've decided that 1 Meathook at least is where it's at, and we might go up to like 2 or 3, but I don't know. It depends how much trouble there actually is with mono white, and so far the games against mono white have played out in such a way that I didn't feel like I needed to sweep the board often. I just needed to be able to keep a witch alive. If you keep a witch or a Lear alive, you're really able to hang with them for quite a while, because you also have the Blood Chief's Thirst to kill their early creatures, and you've got some other removal in here: Power Word Kill, Infernal Grasp, Divide by 0 buys time, Fading Hope buys time, and then we also have 4 copies of Consider, which can both make pests with the witch and be cast from the graveyard with Lear. And we've got 3 copies of Duress to help nuke the opponent's hand a little bit when they're playing control, to make it more likely that our witch and our Lear stay alive. So that's the look at the deck. There's also 1 copy of Siphon Insight. Sometimes I was running out of triggers for the witch, and I would fit more of this if I could. We're just rolling with 1. Maybe it should be something different. The 4th Fading Hope comes to mind, but that 1 Siphon Insight seems like a nice little play, as we don't have anything like Memory Deluge or over-the-top card advantage type cards against control. We're really relying on Thirst there. There's 10 basic lands in the deck. I was very curious how often discarding one of those lands to Thirst of Discovery would happen with only 10 basics. Turned out it's enough. It happens often enough, but you do have to change the way that you sequence your plays. When you cast your Thirst, so as long as you have Thirst in the deck, you want to do things like play your Pathway before your last basic land, whereas normally you hold the Pathway till the end to see what it's like. Sometimes you hold back Field of Ruin to not let them know you have it, or risk it to an opposing Field of Ruin if you have to tap it for mana. In this deck, you really want to hang on to a basic land as long as you can, so that the Thirst will most likely be able to discard a basic land. By the way, Dracula lands are available in the store. Buy them if you really, 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 really want them, or if you're like me, and I buy all kinds of dumb stuff in the store just so that you can take a look at them and decide if they're right for you. You're welcome. And on that note, what I love most about the deck, I love that it doesn't end games quickly. I love the kind of torturous experience of Lear and Sedgemoor Witch just making little pests turn after turn and until there's eventually this overwhelming army. It's control. Explaining what I love about control is pretty easy. I love watching the opponent squirm. What you will see in this video, a lot of very thirsty gamers. Gonna keep it vague this time, but you're gonna want to check these games out. I'll see you in the post-game wrap. Let's dive in. Let the nonsense begin. It's a good opening hand, and it's plenty thirsty, so it's right on theme. Jouari. I'm ready to kill something. Give me a target. They will not give me a target. They gave me a target! It's a dragon. Okay. Witch. We go for the witch. We have a fading hope to protect it in the future. Maybe we just... Discovery? I mean, if they kill it, is it that bad? They just take 3. I guess it's our clock, so we do want to protect it. I think I just thirst here and let them do whatever they're gonna do. Wow, no other lands. So I need that land. Can definitely give up the power word kill. We have 2 fading hopes now. We shouldn't need both. Tough calls already. Tough calls. So what do you think? They'll just have divide by 0 here? Oh, they'll play the Celestis. Celestis is really good. All right, let's go with Sedgy Witch. And let's go with the Duress. Make the 1/1. If they bounce the witch, that's fine. If they kill the witch, that's a little more unbearable, but I don't believe they have play with fire. There we go. So they burn a fading hope. That's good. They keep on top. We see Abrade and Burning Hands and Iteration. Let's take the card advantage spell. Let them use their removal spell. Interesting snow approach to Izzet. They don't want to let me untap, which is good because we don't want them to trigger the Celestis by passing without playing a spell. So now we have some interesting choices. We can take their Abrade and then play this witch. They might play it in response. Oh, interesting. They're just going right after the haul early. If we get a blue source here, we can actually bounce the egg. But then we can't protect the witch, but we just have to duress the Abrade. And they can't cast it. So that's pretty good. We'll draw more land. Oh, are they mad that I took advantage of them? For playing weird? They're a little too worried about that Hall of the Storm Giants, and their timing was not great. Egg returns. Land, okay. They gonna loot? They're gonna loot. All right, they kept their new card. That's a great draw. They're very impressed by my selection of spells. And they're still looting. This is where they try to figure out how they can take all the turns. Let's see, it's day, so if they pass here... Yeah, let's just bounce that. If they pass here, they get another loot, so we'll just bounce that out of the way. I don't know if I can get teachings, though. In fact, it doesn't look good for teachings. Maybe we just get summons and try to beat them to death. Or maybe more land is a good solution. Oh, the poor baby. He doesn't like that I have choices while he don't have none. It's very sad. Poor baby. Okay, let's go get this. Give him the business. Down to 9. 7 points of damage. They can draw well enough to get out of this. There's no question it has that level of power. But as long as they keep drawing land. Interesting, they didn't loot. Is that a mistake? What have they got here? Another witch. They're trying to loot at instant speed. Card doesn't work that way. Down to 2. I'm gonna hold this witch. It might be a sweeper. All right, does poor baby have a solution? Mm-hmm. No all-runs Epiphany, so you're gonna need something else to get out of this. Cinderclasm would be good. Burning Hand's a token. Impressive. And your head explodes. Bye-bye. Nice. Yeah, we on the play, we doing Lear things. Let's go. Kind of my jam. Pirate Island. You lightning bolt. Don't be that close to the water when lightning's striking the water. Whatever. Okay, Dad. All right. Possibly mono black control. Let's keep land. Land is good. Land is helpful. Land is... Okay, that's enough. They hunted some specimens. Land is great. I mean, we've drawn 3 in a row. But hey, we have Lear, so hitting land is really important. That is a Deece target. They also have Haven, which might be a more Deece target. What is this for? Planeswalker? Probably. I have to remember I have this in my deck, so I should have played the Pathway and held a basic. You know, the same playing pattern you use when you have Snarls. Whoa, gutsy. I am surprised they just went for that so hard. Let's see if we can hit a Fading Hope. Hey, easy mode. Eat your turn. And we're definitely getting all set up for Lear. Ooh, that's a card. I think that's a really good play here.
My will. You can deal with my servant.
Get on the board and get ahead a little bit. The opponent might lulf, yeah. I mean, that's pretty good too.
You could have such a gift.
But our Planeswalker's first, so we'll get the first plus. So if we can find a way to deal with the spiders, we're in good shape. Could play Lear here. Could also play... And there is a Haven. Let's draw this. Can also play Witch Divide. Ooh, Fading Hope. That gets us through one of the spiders. Let's plus first.
Blood for knowledge. A fair trade.
So, is protecting Sorin an option? It is if they double block, right? Let's play the Witch. Let's attack the the Lulth. If they double block, we'll use a Fading Hope on one of the spiders, and then we keep our Vampire. We also get another 1/1 here.
Aren't I generous?
They're way up on cards. We really want to find a window to divide by 0 and teachings. We might actually get to do that here. They're going to go for fumes. Are they going after the Witch or the Sorin? The Witch. Probably a good choice. That thing can take over a battlefield. It does give us a hint that they don't have a Meat Hook Massacre, and they don't have Blood on the Snow, because if they did, I think they'd ignore the Witch and get rid of the Sorin.
I will cull the weak.
You deal with this annoyance.
This might be Blood on the Snow now for them. But I don't feel like they had it because they ignored the Witch. So we're going to put them to the test. Land. Blood. Okay, we still have our Sorin, but they're ahead now with Lulth.
Envy the strong. We will slay our enemies.
You wish to know my secrets? Very well.
I think Sorin is gonna die. I could try to save it with Lear. Because we do have access to 2 Fading Hopes. Let's play this and see what they do. It's probably better to protect Lear than save Sorin. Probably not close. Better to protect Lear than save Sorin. So let them attack Sorin.
I won't let this be over.
Sorin will be fine. We might learn a lesson with our Divide by 0 and get him back. We have Confront the Past in the sideboard. Yeah, they're looking, but they don't see a Divide by 0. That's hidden in our hand. So if they tap out here for Blood on the Snow, Divide will hit it pretty good. They do know about Jwari, but things can't be countered while Lear's on the battlefield. Okay. I'm just gonna try to battlefield grind through it. Okay, on end step, let's go for 1 Consider. We don't want to take down all the blue mana shields, or they might Infernal Grasp the Lear. Land is one of the best things we can draw here, but we do have the Jwari to play anyway. Let's just bin this. Once you untap, you're in a much better, happier spot. All right. So we can bounce, kill Lulth. Is that important? Lulth is drawing a lot of cards, but we have access to way more. At some point, though, we have to kill their things, so I think that's what Fading Hope is for getting rid of these. Let's see if we can get them to defend their Lulth by blocking. Work on their battlefield a bit.
My will cannot be denied.
This is the part where most players will freak out and do everything they can to kill a Planeswalker, because Planeswalker's ticking every turn is, you know, very tilting and envy-inducing, and it is value, but we just have access to so much more value, we don't really have to care. It's more about the creatures. We have to make sure that the creatures don't reduce our life total to 0, because we'll have more cards in the long run. But if we can convince the opponent that protecting Lulth is important, that's where we can gain an edge.
Do what I demand.
It's fine. Perfectly fine. You got another one? Yep. All right, keep loading up your hand. Eventually, they'll have to discard to hand size. It makes our divide by zeros really effective. Infernal Grasp. So we're going to bounce it back to our hand with the divide by zero. If the opponent has second Infernal Grasp, they'll be in pretty good position. Okay, resolves. Anything else? Well, we drew a Bloodchief's Thirst, so we can pick off Lulth, make the opponent play another one, or get it back. I wonder what else we do here. If we get back the Sorin, they probably get at it with the Hive.
Traitors, all of you.
I think I play this because I want them to use 5 mana and Introduction to Annihilation on it. Because we have 2. And we get to consider. So we just get another card out of it. And another card out of this. Although they might go for an Infernal Grasp. But if they had another Infernal Grasp, they would have played it. They also might not be able to play a Lulth. Actually, they have enough, but they'd have to at least give up a treasure. Sure. Opponent's like, yay, the nightmare is done. Alright, not deploying Lulth, going for some faceless damage. I mean, when the field is tapped, sometimes you feel like that's good. You get that punch in. Let's hold this back. Let's go with Lulth. Not Lulth. Lear. And pass. Actually, we could, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I guess I'd love to divide and Thirst for Discovery, so we're not going to cast Bloodchief's Thirst on the Eye Twitch. It also holds open Infernal Grasp if they use Haven, and we've also got Field of Ruin. Here it comes. Alright, let's not let them exile anything. Yay, Deadly Dispute. I don't fetch, you don't fetch. No big deal. Infernal Grasp the Leer. Do we bounce it? Yeah, well, if they have 2 Infernal Grasps, make them use them. Nope, they don't. Interesting. What do we grab? Let's grab a Summoning. Pretty good blockers against their Havens and any stuff they put on the ground. Eye Twitches galore. Twitches get stitches, though. Lear. All day, baby. Now, we don't have a good way to save this, but we can draw a ton of cards. Man, do I love a good Lear match. Just nice long-form content at its finest. Especially when the opponent, you know, just keeps trying to kill it. Straight up entertainment. Alright, so they're going to learn a lesson. And then we'll see if we can draw a way to save this. Not yet. I think we'll leave our mana open. There's still a Faceless Haven out there. Alright, 2 Leers are dead. Another Lulth. Haven is tapped now. Sure.
You require my aid. How desperate.
It's a good meat hook. We could power word kill the eye twitch in response. I think I'm... We're at 13. What is power word kill gonna hit? It's pretty good against the mascots and stuff. Okay, this is fine. We have to find our own hook. We only have 25 cards though, and only one of them.
I will get what I want.
Okay, our opponent has found the battlefield with all their cards. Well, there's a witch. I feel like we've been looking for that for a long time. I guess the card draw is what we don't need right now. Let's make some pests. So we have Divide by 0 open. We have this Blood Chief's Thirst. We have this Power Word kill. I'm tempted to thirst away one of these spiders rather than worry about Lulth. But we can also just confront Lulth. Like this. And now we have enough blockers for the spiders.
I'm sure
That seems pretty good. But yeah, we've needed a witch. And there are a lot of them still in the deck with 20 cards to go. That's how we kind of square off against all these little dorks. Okay. Don't want to block the Ghast because it can trade for the witch. Yay, pests. Get that life back against Hook. Blood on the Snow. As good a target as any, huh? Problem with Blood on the Snow. It has and always will cost 6 mana. Will I empty this hand enough? I guess I could. But I guess I'd rather have mascots. We're getting to the part of the game where we have to close. Power over value. They're gonna go for it again. Now we can play Lear. They didn't have enough snowlands to get back a Lulth because they had to use their treasures. So they grab their own Confront the Past. Oh, nice draw. Okay. Two Lulths. So exiling them isn't very good. But let's get you down, and let's get you down. Thirst, consider, grasp. Just do this. Oh no, these can also kill planeswalkers, but we have another one in hand, it's fine. We want to get a pesty while we can. All right, they're getting sciences. They're out of good lessons. The breaking point in the game when you run out of good lessons. All right, so they have 5 mana left. Fumes, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in hand. We'll grab this. $20 cards in the deck. How many divide by zeros? 2 divide by zeros, 1 fading hope. This is also our last Leer. All right, so their last card is not an Infernal Grasp, I don't think. Opponent, if they have nothing else to do, should probably Field of Ruin. Or Field of Ruin. Okay. The 4th Deadly Dispute. The Deadly Disputes really have kept them in the game. Let's go ahead and grab this. We might need it. Siphon Insight. Juicy. Well, I can't hold back the Blood in the Snow for another turn. I could use the Hive to eat 1 wolf, but they just have another. I could definitely try to draw into another Divide by Zero. There are a few left. Let's attack with everything. I guess we'll try to use Teachings. Okay, I forgot that Duress was also an option. That's a card that hasn't shown up in this game for us at all. Until now. And we've got the Divide, so this game is... we're done. The Merchant, you got it. Ooh, trying to draw that sweeper, huh? No faith in mascots. Lolth. Block, block, block. Divide. Lethal Divide. Leer for life, baby. Opponent goes first. I think this is a keepable hand. Hopefully we're against aggro, and we've got the meat hook. Cleric class. Uh-oh. And clerics are feisty. Man, I feel like I should play this tapped, but I'm worried. But if we draw lands, I might actually want it for a counterspell. I'm gonna slow roll this card. We'll see if that how badly that gets me. Okay, it doesn't get me at all. Nice. Not to mention our opponent's slow to the board. But they do have Haven. Judge? I'm countering that Judge. No Judge. This is a no judgment zone. Glacier? Judge Part 2. Okay. Fine. I'm thirsty. Anyone else feel thirsty? I guess we get this down because they have the Haven. Kill this at our leisure. As long as it doesn't have 3 counters on it, right? Then it can't attack, so they level up. Basically a free window here. We can divide it by 0. We can kill it. Let's just grasp it. Let's just shoot it down. Actually, let's get this done. Let's kill their Haven. Because we know that Haven's going to be a pain. Never met a Haven I didn't like. Let's shoot this. And now, we have to worry about these getting flashbacked, but Divide by Zero covers it pretty well. I'm curious if there's like mono-white control that tries to win via judgment. Add it to the list of things that can never beat Alrund's Epiphany, but might be fun. Angel of Destiny. All the mythics over here. I think our opponent was on a mission to find the worst mythics in Magic and put them in a deck. Oof, this is so brutal. All right, let's go with Witch and Duress. Doomscar and 2 Vanquish the Hordes. Okay, this currently costs 6 and they have 5. We'll take the Doomscar. Okay. This is what we're doing here. So we're playing Vanquish the Horde, Angel of Destiny control with Faithbound Judge. I mean, if they sweep the board, do I really care? This thing, holy cow, I accidentally hooked my finger on my mic. It was terrifying. What's this thing going to do? It's going to double strike. Whenever a creature you control deals damage, that player gain that much life. At the beginning of your end step, blah, 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 life stuff. If I play this, though, how many... I've got a few Fading Hopes. I guess I could flash back a Duress for one of the Vanquish. If they go for the other Vanquish, I just bounce my Leer. It's kind of tough. I think this is actually the better take. It doesn't actually gain life. Like, it doesn't have lifelink itself, I mean. Can't block the Witch because of Menace. So this attack is fine. So what they'll probably do is attack with the Destiny, which will gain them some life, and then they'll cast Vanquish the Horde, and I'll Fading Hope my Leer. If they don't cast Vanquish the Horde, then I get to untap and Infernal Grasp their Angel, and nobody cares. Did they find an alternative line that they like? If they let me untap with Leer, they're gonna die. Oh god, they're doing it. Alright, nothing instant speed. Okay. I mean, they have these Vanquishes, but what's sad is they actually think they're going to resolve. We'll just pass turn. Double Divide by Zero is available. Casting Thirst is available. Using Infernal Grasp on the Angel. All good. Actually, they can just recast these so easily. We're supposed to just bounce our Leer here. Okay. In that case, we want to cast Thirst and consider first. it'll also gain us more life from our pests that die. Duress, that solves the other vanquish problem. Don't know if they're going to play many non-angels from here. Woo, crafty. They actually drew a card they needed, but we still had the answer. Yay! The shield. The shield. I can't arrest that, and I can't kill it. I can divide it. I guess I'll divide it. Why not? And what can I do to get rid of it? Nothing here. I guess I'll just get mascots and beat them to death. The shield is actually pretty good. We'll find ways to win despite it, but it's actually a very obnoxious. It turns our pests into weaklings who cannot actually hurt nothing. So I guess we go for power instead. Can't duress it because it's a creature on that side. Second cleric class. I guess I'll take this. Okay, they're gonna scoop it up. Yeah, we have lethal. We've got the lethal now. Interesting opener. Are we turn one Jwari here? I think so. We'll get another draw step to figure that out. We haven't faced the classic aggro mono white. We've won 3 in a row, so they're definitely gonna pit us against it now. How did he know? How does he always know? This turn 2 Haven can mean mana issues. Alright, Thalia. Sentinel. Good. I'm just gonna kill it now in case they have Valorous stance. We definitely don't want that Hopeful Initiate doing any training here. And we have a ton of 3-drops, so even if they play an Elite Spellbinder, we'll have a play next turn that helps us advance. And they do have mana trouble. And they have a Thalia. Okay. Let's get the Witch down. They found the land. Alright, please don't. Of course they did. Of course they did. Well, take 3, darn it. Alright, so this will flip, and then we have to pay 3 life to use a divide by 0 on it, and we get back a witch that doesn't actually trade with anything. So we have to do this now, I think. And I think we just want to loot, because we need to draw into Leer and removal, and if we don't, we will lose the game. Like, we've drawn 0 Bloodchief's Thirst. We've only drawn Thirst for Discovery, which is the wrong thirst. Maybe next turn we'll go for it, because we might hit a 1-drop, but... Ugh. If they power up Haven, then this becomes a 3-4, but then they trade Haven for Witch, so yeah, they're gonna do this again. But come on, draw a removal spell. Draw a frickin' removal spell, deck. Or Bloodchief's Thirst, come on. It was in the deck for these games. Yeah, if we hit Bloodchief's Thirst or Fading Hope off this Thirst, we won't be able to use it, so we gotta do this again. Okay. Still can't play it because of Thalia, because Thalia is a fair and balanced Magic card that everybody should get to enjoy. All right, we need another cheap spell pretty bad. Down to 4. All right, consider. Cool. So we have to Fading Hope the Thalia. We could also, what do we do? Do we wait till combat? I think we do. We can Fading Hope the Thalia and consider. Let's let them get into combat here, or commit something else to the battlefield, or power up the Haven. Okay. Pretty good. Not great, but pretty good. Come on, baby. Life! Yay for pests. Oh, that draw! Oh, that draw! Come to Papa. Fading Hope and Consider are probably the best things to have open here. We could go for a Duress, and if they have a Fading, not a Fading Hope, Fateful Absence, that could be a big thing, though. Because if they play a Thalia, we'll have to Fading Hope here. That's fine. Let's Duress, just in case. We whiff, but now we know. Maybe I should have kept it on nighttime just so a Brutal Cathar couldn't hit this. That would have been an interesting decision. I think we're actually going to pull this off. Oh, God, they have it. Okay, so let's let them target. They pulled it off the top, but we can Fading Hope it in response, so we keep our Leer on the battlefield. We also make more pests to block the Initiate. If the Initiate attacks, we can block it with Leer and a pest, so they don't have a good attack. So right now it's daytime. If we double spell, it turns to night, and this thing can't hit Leer. So we want a double spell. Double spell achieved. Let's bounce you up. Let's get teachings. We have the Haven, but we have the Grasp, and we have pests galore. Oh, you have to play no spells to switch it. Okay, just take another shot for the number of times I screw up day-night. Down to 1. Just the way we like it. Nice and close. Thalia, consider. It's gonna be game. And opponent's out of here. Wow. That one was close. And we are back for the post-game wrap. And let's check the stats powered by Untapped. GG, link in the description. Sometimes you can't learn too much from stats because they're too good. 100% win rate. 4 games, 45 minutes. Beat the mono white, beat the mono black, beat the Izzet. Actually, the 3 most popular decks in the best of 1 meta, although green, green pokes his head in there sometimes. But 3 of the highest win rates in best of 1 for sure. So, yeah, deck's great. It's busted. Play it. On the more serious note, I think one of the benefits of the deck, I'm not going to call it budget because I don't build budget decks. I don't build with a budget in mind. But when you look at this deck, the rare Sedgemoor Witch, if you happen to have that already, the 1 mythic Meathook Massacre, 3 mythic Lear, 1 mythic Sorin, that's not as many mythics as you'll see in most decks. And then in the mana base, you need the rare cards as well. But if you were to, say, replace like a Hive of the Eye Tyrant or a Hall of the Storm Giants with a basic land, in this deck, it might actually be an upgrade because of Thirst for Discovery. I think the mana base is fine as it is, but it won't punish you that badly, and it might even give you some small benefits. When you look at the rest of the deck, common, uncommon, common, it's actually as close to a budgety thing as you'll usually get. The Siphon Insight can definitely be a different card. So if you're on a budget and you didn't get too much VOW and you don't want to get too much VOW, this is not a hard deck to build, and it is competitive right now in current meta and should probably see more play than it does. So I think if this looks like your jam, then you should go out and try it. And let me know how it goes for you. Thank you for watching this video. As always, I'll see you in the next video. You're cool.